Damn it, I'm gonna.
What's that?
I can't stop laughing.
What's that? Can you laugh? Can you stop laughing?
No.
Why can't you stop laughing?
It's too cute. And they can't see it yet, so.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Quack.
Quack. Well, I can't do it. I'm just laughing. I'm gonna screw it up.
What?
Oh, I was gonna do my quack. There you go. You're just a tiny little ducky Sauron. I totally need one. I need one of these.
We'll start the show eventually.
I'm sorry. And every time I try to stop laughing, I start up again. Okay. I think I'm done for now. There we go. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, this isn't gonna make you laugh anymore.
No. I may giggle a little, but no, I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna trust you to that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we were supposed to have Wolf on tonight. I sent him a link. I hope he's not live right now.
I didn't see a thing on his channel. Damien needs a ducky Saruman. I think everybody needs one.
Really?
Yes, everybody needs a ducky.
What would you put it in the bathtub and?
No, I do a little diorama.
Oh, okay.
You know, a ducky Sauron in like a pit of fiery hell. I mean, that sounds pretty badass to me.
You don't think you could have like you could like hop in the tub and have your little Lord of the Ring duckies, and they could climb your Mount Dooms?
No, I'd make it out of resin so that it would look like he's floating on a river of fire.
All right, so yeah, Wolf was supposed to be on the air with us, and he was going to rip on Lord of the Rings.
Does he have a day job? Maybe he got stuck. Ducky mouth of Sauron.
I think to get through this, I'm going to need a little more caffeine.
Okay.
Can you?
Want me to go get you a monster?
No. I was going to say, can you entertain the audience?
I can hold down the fort. Yeah.
With
Well.
Here you go. Talk about this.
Actually, there's nothing here I want. I mean, the ones on the right look like Nelson. that sends flashbacks of my childhood. That's not a good thing.
Elves look like Nelson anyway.
Well, yeah, but some are hot, and those look like Nelson. So no, that's disturbing. We're having none of that. Sorry. No, none of that. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Fizz says he's gonna message Wolf. Thank you, Fizz. Yes, 2 streams in one day. It's because we love you. God damn it, why'd you have to bring up all the Yowie stuff? There was Yowie. Did I miss the Yowie? Did I come too late for the Yowie? Not saying I want the Yowie. I have very disturbing memories of Gundam Wing Yowie, but did I come too late for that? Redneck, I was trying to lure him out with drawings of Sybil. Yes, more drawings of Sybil. Ever heard of the rubber duck debugging? No. What is the rubber duck debugging? Star says that if Wolf doesn't make it, she'll rant about Lord of the Rings. You get a thumbs up from the gray. Okay. Eloise also messaged Wolf. Hello there, Samueli. Sybil who? Sybil is a character that Wolf10 created. She is a very, very hot wolf lady. Yes. Let's see here. So let's see what we've got in the banners. Let's see. Sorry guys, don't know what to say at the moment. I'm just waiting for Ishi to get back, and we're waiting for Wolf. Green Lion Girl says, if it makes you feel better, he's been late for my rewatches too.
Who wanted on?
Star.
Well, we could bring her on anyway.
Sure.
Give me a second. I will send Star a link. So I found out something new about the Power of the Rings, as it's called.
Power of the Cock Ring?
It's going to feature a forbidden romance between an elf and a dwarf.
I already knew that.
Oh.
And you know, guys, I don't think you noticed before, but you've already had a forbidden romance between an elf and a hobbit. I don't think anybody cares.
Really?
Yes.
When was that?
The Hobbit.
Look, I've read The Hobbit like 4 or 5 times.
I know it's not in there.
I don't recall Bilbo banging any elven waifu.
Not Bilbo.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry, a dwarf and an elf in that one. That's what it was. It was a dwarf and an elf. It was a Philly, I think. I think it was Philly, or was it Killy?
Bull fucking shit. I know about dwarves, and elves don't got shit for what a dwarf wants. A dwarf wants a woman that's a short stack with a big ass badonkadonk.
And big tatas.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I agree, but no, they had a completely 100% made up she elf that they shoved into the film. Oh my god, I hated that character so fucking much. I mean, it was
thanks, Peter Jackson's wife.
It was bad enough that that they stretched out that book far longer than it should have been, quite frankly. But every time that elf was on screen, the plot came to a screeching halt so that you could have her and her stupid little inner turmoil and her love interest with a fucking dwarf. It was just kind of like, I don't, why do we need this? Nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted it.
Hi. They want to replace Lily because she's gone pro have control over what kind of vaccines go in your body.
Huh?
Oh, she's in support of the truckers.
Lily?
Yep.
I'm lost here. Who's Lily?
The elf, the actress who played the elf who was digging. I like that romance. I'm sorry. I'm total trash that way, but
if you like it, you like it. You know, I have different opinions, and we don't have to agree.
well, here's the thing. I don't think it fit in the story. They always want to shove forbidden romance, and I get it because it goes all the way to Baron and Luthien. We're in a great time, by the way, for me. I just dropped off my son. Well, more like my son's with his dad. That makes me sad. And I drank, so we're perfect. We're perfectly punchy.
Oh, great.
So,
cool.
What are we going to talk about?
We're just going to rip on whatever you want to talk about this new Lord of the Rings, or anything else for that matter. I mean, the idea was Wolf was going to come on and use his black card to say the things we can't.
Well, that's true. But actually, I do have a few things. Like, if we look at the old, like the original 1999, 22, it was a two. Anyway, it was that time. They actually did pick non-white actors to play elves.
They did.
That there was a lot of like people who were actually biracial, and what they said was they looked for people that could portray an ethereal quality. And there's this young lady, I don't know if maybe she'd be too old or something, but she's a Sikh, and they don't shave anything, and she has polycystic syndrome, so she was an actual bearded lady. And there's a lot of women that have those issues. You could find these women and they would be perfect dwarves, and she would be like I don't know, that would be Indian or something other, but she wouldn't be like so out of place. She would actually be perfect because she looks like a dwarf with a beard. I thought she would look perfect. I let me find what her name was and maybe try to give a image of it. Hang on, let me find it because it pisses me off.
While you're digging this out, I want to get back to what I will admit, dwarves do like it when they shave. They do like the shaved beaver and face for a dwarven woman. But, look, this is why dwarves don't want elves. This is what a dwarf wants. That is the ideal dwarven woman.
Hang on.
Dwarves like deep caves.
Yeah.
Oh, stacked? Yes, most definitely.
There you go. I like that picture of a female dwarf, even though I personally go on the idea that female dwarves have beards. So goblin boobies, dwarf boobies.
We'll stick for this one for now. Okay, so you're gonna get this picture.
All right. I could just copy a link, right? That might work. Yeah. Hang on, let me put it in the chat here. How is the chat doing, by the way?
Let's see. Oh, I think they're still talking.
Oh, we lost her.
Well, she did say she had been drinking.
Oh. But she has an image.
I will admit this is kind of a disturbing image, but it works.
I think she has a point. I mean, maybe not have so much the glamour makeup, but yeah. I can see it.
Well, let me get
Although she probably would not want to go without the headscarf.
We could put her in a helmet, I guess.
There you go. Put her in a helmet.
Okay, so that's a lady, huh?
That's a lady. I can see it.
Well, I wonder what happened to Star. She just kind of vanished.
JW, just some guy who's a Tolkien expert, gave a good rundown on all the violations of the Second Age timeline in the new show.
Okay, I'm back.
We're back.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to share some pictures of this woman that could have played a dwarven woman.
Yeah,
and is it just?
I think don't have the glamour makeup. I could see it, and we were just discussing how to cover up her hair because she would still need to cover her head. Being a Sikh, she could have a helmet.
Yeah, or I was even thinking about that, like having they have like elaborate hairdos or something like that. But see, that would hit the whole.
A Sikh, they would cover it up. It's part of their religion. So.
Oh, well, maybe it wouldn't work. But
we'll just put a big Gimli helmet on her.
Yeah, put a big Gimli helmet on her. That would work.
Oh, you're right. So it's technically always covered, but you could fudge it. But then there are people like this, and there's a job for them. It's like dwarves and other things. Like, for all their pandering, posturing, and anyway, they don't get people that would be uniquely interesting.
No, they don't want interesting.
I think they have a problem with Billy Barty's guild, actually.
Yeah, they do.
Who?
Explain.
Okay. Long story short, Billy Barty was a dwarf who did a lot of work in the 50s, and he created a guild for little people to help them to get jobs, to make sure that they're treated properly, to make sure that they had representation. And when Billy Barty died, oh shoot, what's his name? Crap, what's his name? Wicket.
Yeah, Willow.
Willow.
David Warwick.
Yeah, David Warwick.
Or Warwick Davis.
There
whatever
you
the hell
go.
his name
There
is.
you go. Thank you. Warwick Davis took over the guild. And you can actually see Billy Barty in Willow. He plays the old man, the old wise man of the village.
And yeah, he started a guild, but that was to protect little people's rights because they were being abused.
Yeah. Yeah, and as far as I know, Warwick Davis is still running, and it's just apparently Deaklage is
A dick.
a dick. Yeah. And I hate that fucking picture. Sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to look at, to be honest with you.
I cannot stand the female dwarf. I mean, the elf,
he just looks gay.
He just he
Actually-
does, and it makes me very sad because I'm like, why the fuck would an elf wear a Green Man shirt? That's just so stupid. That's so unimaginative. It's not even funny. But I can just kind of go shrug and go, okay, it's a really lame character. Moving on.
Is it supposed to be Tom Bombadil? Like an homage to that, or is that
That's-
before?
That's the Green Man. It's a Celtic
It is?
image.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they didn't even. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, not only is it bad, but like the costumes are bad. That was the biggest ass
Yeah.
reason that it was so good.
No,
Was the?
They're
I'm
cheap.
sorry. Go ahead.
the costumes are cheap, is what it is.
Yes,
They're bad and they're cheap.
Yes, and it's the worst. Like you had a bunch of nerds, and all they did was create good art. And fuck these communists! They all need to. Sorry.
No, I like you drunk. This is fun.
Well, more buzzed. I've only had one drink, but
Oh, that's
Oh, wait.
fine.
What are you drinking?
well, I drank. We have a little local. It's like. Oh wait, I can't dox myself. This local root beer, and I mix it with Kraken spiced rum. It's really good, actually. It's a great mix. Like flavor
Nice.
profile. It kind of blends together, so it's like a stronger root beer, and it kind of have that medicinal but sweet flavor with that spicy kind of thing. It's good, and you can also like make it like a grown up root beer float, probably, if you put ice cream. I didn't do that because I already had pizza and Doritos. Anyway, enough about my life. We're all here for the ranting, and yes, I know we've said Galadriel. She's supposed to be the Virgin Mary, and she's in ammo, and
No,
it'd be like
that's not
Virgin Mary.
It's
Oh,
just,
wait.
that's not.
Well, it
That
is, unfortunately.
I know it is, but I refuse to accept. No.
Okay, quick educational lesson here. That's the Green Man, and
The Green Man is a legendary being primarily interpreted as a symbol of rebirth, representing the cycle of new growth that occurs every spring. The Green Man is most commonly depicted in a sculpture or other representation of a face, which is made of or completely surrounded by leaves.
it's of Celt origin.
Mm-hmm.
So
And-
not Dwarven or not Elven.
Not Elven.
I know the Green Man makes a appearance in Arthurian legend in Sir Gawain. Is it Gawain? Yeah,
Yep.
Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Mm-hmm.
He said no to the thought. Well, a little bit. He did let her put a ribbon on. Let himself get flattered and got nicked for it. But he was like, that's a reasonable thing to happen. That's like I'll take that. That's you've got a point. Don't let other women hit on you. Other man's women hit on you. Or other women's. Anyway, moving on.
We knew what you meant.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, why does the most powerful mage in all of Middle Earth need a sword?
Fist Chozo says it looks like the elf's wearing an ent.
That's right. He killed an ent, and
He
now he's
killed
wearing
and
it.
skinned an ant. What hell kind of elf are you?
So what kind of what do you think the
Maybe.
THACO would be on an ent armor?
On an ant? Oh, geez.
Or what do you think the score would be, the damage resistance?
Hmm.
Like
Pretty
dragon
high.
skin.
Well, I'm betting you could probably you could take lots of blunt damage. Could probably take a sword really well. They're probably shit for fire, and probably shit for magic too.
Well, wait. Ents are magical creatures. Wouldn't they have some resistance?
Not really, no, because they're basically just animated trees.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Redneck. Short fat otaku did the digging to find that the Tolkien estate was purchased from Tolkien's son, and the new owner sold it to Amazon for $250 million.
Somebody should beat the crap out of Chris Tolkien.
Yes.
What? He's dead. He can't help it.
Well, wait. Christopher Tolkien's dead?
Yeah, he passed away. It's some other relative that should not have. Some other freak idiot.
Okay.
Well, that person needs to be taken out in the square.
Yeah.
Put in the stocks.
Kicked in the 300 pit?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm frustrated that Lord of the Rings is worth a 16th of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's a little surprising.
Well, it'll be less than that once this is over with.
Oh yeah. Completely on a different.
Here's the thing. Obviously, the person who sold it didn't value it, where Disney bought Star Wars direct from Lucas.
Oh, that was a whole psychological thing to trick him into. Oh yeah, we'll totally let you do that. Oh yeah, we'll totally do that. Either that or Mrs. Kennedy has all kinds of dirt on all those men. Like maybe they went to Epstein Island or some other kind of chicanery.
They did.
I don't think George did, but most of the Disney guys, including what's his name, Iger, were regulars on Epstein Island.
Ugh.
Yeah. And I think Iger actually was running Disney Cruise Lines for the rich elite to go to the island.
You know,
I know the history of that.
Wait. What history is that?
The history of Disney Cruise Lines? Oh, it's a hotbed of mess. It's one of those things where it's like, why do you still have a job? Why do people still trust you with their money? Disney Cruise Lines they had a short time where they were actually making money, and then it was just basically a tax write-off. They were losing money year after year after year. And of course, what do you do when you're losing money? You start cutting all the reasons why people are even going on your goddamn cruises.
Man, it just, my gosh, that just,
There's a channel I watch. It's called Defunct Land. And it's basically the history of all these different attractions. And they did a whole thing on Disney Cruise Lines. Although if you want a hotbed of mess, watch the one on the Fast Pass for Disney, especially when it takes a while because it's a long, convoluted history. And for those of you who may be adverse, there is some math involved, but it all pays off when you get to the final 10 minutes. And this is an hour and 20-minute presentation. It's all worth it.
Pictures? Do they have pictures?
Oh,
That's the real question.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's tons of pictures. It's on YouTube. It's called Defunct Land.
My math is absolute crap, but as long as you have pictures so I can follow along, I'll probably be okay.
There's pictures.
I have dyscalculia. It's really hard for me to do sums and stuff like that. I do it very slowly.
That's okay. That's perfectly fine.
It's really strange because I also have dyslexia, but the dyslexia doesn't affect as much. maybe because I like to read, it kind of like I've just over time my brain's figured out how to align everything. But you only hear it when I read out loud. That's pretty much it. But which is sad because I'd like to narrate stuff, but I'd probably just go slowly again, like most of my life. Anyway, back to where were we last? We got
Hold on, I'm sorry. No, I'm not critical of Eisner at all. I was applauding him for speaking up, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm critical of Eisner.
Oh, why are you critical of Eisner?
Because under his reign, a lot of things didn't work with Disney. But you know what?
No, Will Eisner, the spirit.
Oh, the spirit.
Bob Iger is who you're thinking of.
No, I'm thinking of Eisner from Disney.
Oh, Eisner from Disney. No, I think he thought I was criticizing Will Eisner, but no, I was in my last stream. I was actually applauding him for standing up to commies.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any issue with him.
Nope.
Okay.
It was Christopher Tolkien's daughter that sold the Tolkien estate.
Every freaking time, whenever there's something like wrong and there's money, it's a woman. It always is.
I will say I agree with you, but here's the random unicorn, and that is Frazetta's daughter. Frazetta's daughter is running his estate. She's keeping his museum up, and she's the one who completely slammed the book on her dipshit brother, who broke in one night, stole a bunch of his paintings, and sold them on the black market.
Oh, no. What I mean is, no, I mean, whenever there's a crime of this atrocity, not when I'm like, because there are daughters who are protective of their own family thing. Like, I think Disney's daughter's been really critiquing the crap that's gone down. But oh man, maybe I don't know. Maybe they, because what I understand is, even during the big movie, they really didn't get a ton of that money. A lot of it went to what's his name? Weinstein. Like Weinstein.
Oh God.
They produced it. That's the other thing too. So I think the big fat elephant in the room that no one's talking about is the fact that Weinstein like did this whole thing. And of course you always have to wonder, okay, who had to blow him in during that production?
Everybody.
Oh God, I don't even want to think about it. Why did I even ask the question?
You know, it seems like a lot of this woke culture shit seems to keep coming back to him. Of course, he was Hillary Clinton's and Bill Clinton's #1 campaign contributor alongside China.
Yeah.
It all goes back to these people, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The same handful of elite dickwads. Everyone goes quiet.
Just makes me so mad. Because, well, when he's doing his thing and he's actually producing, he does good work. I hate to say it. But it's just like, it just is like this whole thing of like people want to create and make something beautiful. And it's always like this smarmy, weird stuff that always wants to sneak itself in and why I will never work in Hollywood. I'll probably do all my indie stuff.
Well, we've told our Hollywood stories, and yeah, you won't be missing anything.
Mm-mm.
Actually, I don't think Hollywood's going to be around. Apparently, like one of Joe Rogan's friend, who I guess is more conservative types.
Yeah,
he's actually moving all the way to Texas. It's all like being. It's not going to be all crammed in one place. It sounds like everything, even the animation production. The animation thing, it's all from home now. They're like, Really? So then, if you think about that's probably a good idea, just because you can be broke animator, but then just move to like a red state and your income is quite a bit better.
Well, the production company that a friend of ours works for, that does animation for a lot of television, for Netflix, for Amazon, they're all work from home. Oh shoot.
What?
They're based in Canada.
Oh.
I should check in with our friend and see everything's going okay. I hope he's getting paid.
You don't have to dox them, but are they anywhere near a certain area?
No, our friend is in California, but the company is based out of Toronto.
Blame Canada.
So it's like, I wonder if
Oh.
he's gonna get paid. I hope so.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not doxing myself. I'm from Washington State, Blaine. I'm familiar with that area. It's not far, although, yeah, gosh, just as although it's kind of interesting. Like my church has they have a lot of members who are Canadians and from Canada, and this is just kind of an interesting story. They ran across somebody coming across the border. I think they were the gal actually was Border Patrol. She works in our administrative office, and she ended up meeting one of the truckers, and he said, "I have to go home because my wife's having a baby, so I have to go back." So I have to leave. But she asked him, "Well, what's that like for you?" And my church is pretty based. We don't wear face masks. We don't do nothing. We're like, nah, no, Mark,
Good.
tell us what to do. Screw
Nice.
you. We're gonna meet no matter what. And in fact, when the state came a knocking because they asked us, because we did like a sign up on our own, but everyone was like, "Don't turn this over to the government." And that's the weirdest thing because we're like very compliant, very like easygoing people, but as soon as it was that, they're like, "No, we don't want our info." And when the state came, they're like, "Well, we'll write you up." And they're like, "Do it. We'll hold our we'll hold our foot." Anyway, sorry.
You know,
I
here
just
in Arizona, at least outside of Phoenix,
oh god.
if you see a mask, it's essentially "I'm a doofy college kid" sign.
Yeah, pretty
Seriously, that's the only people. Oh, I'm a doofy college kid.
much. Either that or you're like really, really old. Because
Or
well, it's
yeah.
Arizona. I've got 3 retirement communities within 2 miles of me. So
Right. And they're probably like there are some people that have like immune compromise. We do have one gal who does, but I always make a point to be happy and smile at her and, make her feel comfortable.
Well, it makes
Even
sense for an old person to play it safe. You know.
mhm.
yeah, so I don't want her to feel like left out or whatever. So we're not I mean, if you want to, you can. Although my mom's terrible. She math shames anyone who wears younger ones. The younger doofy. That's my mom. She's like, what are you doing? She's like,
Nice face diaper.
Yeah.
it's like, well, don't you believe that God heals? Because we're one of those weirdo churches that lay hands and we do all the miraculous crap, and we don't give a crap. We're like, whatever. It's like, anyway. But what ended up with this trucker was he's like, you know what? Being up there because he had to leave because his wife was having a baby, and he's like, I think God found me when I was up there. And all these people they're just praying, they're like holding the line. And you know what? It is a peaceful protest, and something happens when you do peaceably protest. It does change the world. You don't always see it, but it does. And it's going to look way worse for Trudeau as he oppresses these people further. He will just go down. They can try to hide it with the CBB or whatever with the government puppet run media, but the truth's going to come out and it's going to be bad.
Well, the truth is coming out. People don't trust the news anymore.
Mhm.
Hell no. Who does? Who does, man? It's like someone says, I'm a reporter. They need to have these signs that say, we do not serve actors, reporters. Or I've seen this sign where it says, for everyone's safety, politicians are not allowed. Everyone else, vaxxed or unvaxxed, is welcome.
Okay, Redneck, I don't know about Coppola, but I can tell you one thing about David Lynch that nobody talks about. He's a conservative.
That does make sense, though. And he's from California and Washington. He films all around there.
And there's all the weird things that he hid in Twin Peaks.
I have to meet you, dude. If you're really a cross between Ben Stein and Alex Jones, that's got to be seen. Okay, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally. I would go on there, but I didn't put my makeup on, so. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
moving
Redneck, mentioning Arizona, a lot of artists, animators, and show producers have moved down there in the last few years. The fact I have built a network of people down there, it might not be long for me to join. Well, if you do, sir, we'd love to meet you.
Yeah, come hang out.
Oh,
John,
I want to
hey,
go.
John. Oops, I'm sorry.
No,
Who's
go
just
ahead.
saying hi?
Okay. No more Star Trek, no more Star Wars, no more Lord of the Rings. Time for the Attack of the Mushroom People limited series.
Oh no, please, God, I would.
No, you can't stretch out Matango
It
that
would
much.
kill me if they made that woke.
Yes. You'd have to
Yeah.
be on shrooms to enjoy it.
Okay, so since we're not really talking about Lord of the Rings, I'm going to throw in a real curveball here.
I was wondering
Uh-oh.
what you were searching.
I've had a real nostalgia kick lately, and I really wish this was the actual Viper from the original '70s series, but I couldn't get a picture of the two of them together. But I've been kind of doing a nostalgia kick, looking at all the effects of the old original Galactica, and it just kind of hit me. Well, okay, well, has anyone ever actually made stats for the Colonial Viper in Star Wars? And I'm kind of mixed on this. The stats are almost identical. I don't buy that.
No, I agree.
What's your take? I would imagine that the X-wing is better armed, but the Colonial Viper maneuvers better.
It would. Oh, okay. I'm kind of a I'm a total novice. So could you explain like why would it be that way?
Well, first off, I'm just going to say one thing and one thing only, because I'm only familiar with one of these two properties. I know the Viper can go in atmosphere, but that doesn't mean that it's the best in atmosphere. Where I know the X-Wing can definitely do atmosphere.
Oh, the
So-
Viper excels in atmosphere.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know these things. So really, the problem with trying to compare these two is I feel it's kind of a moot point, because they both exist in their own little bubbles. It's just, it's not like trying to compare Star Wars and Star Trek. There's actually, tons of reasons why you can compare them and why they are not in the same classes.
Well, the original Battlestar Galactica was pretty much technologically at the same level as Star Wars.
Yeah, but I am not familiar with Battlestar Galactica. I mean, as much as I even loved the news series that came out in the aughts, I cannot compare them.
Oh no, they're lower tech in the new series.
Okay,
I mean, they're flat out using 30mm cannons.
then I really can't compare them.
But
So sorry, I can't do it. Battlestar Galactica was a series originally came out in the 70s?
78, 79.
And then was rebooted in the aughts. And the reason why it is poignant to compare the two is because both of those ships that you're seeing were developed by ILM.
And John Dykstra.
Oh,
Yeah, so basically the same creative team made both of them. So that's why he's wanting to compare them. But I can't do it. I'm sure other people can, but I can't.
Well, the reason I buy it's more maneuverable is just the way it's shown performing in the show. They seem to be more like modern fighter jets in the way they maneuver. They're also considerably smaller. Whereas the X-Wing, you see it doing a lot of sweeping motions, and it's kind of a beast of a spacecraft. It's like almost twice or three times the size.
It's not an F-16, if that's what you're comparing it to. I would compare the X-Wing more to possibly like an F-15.
Yeah, the Viper very much. It's strange that they have a weird connection, the two plane or the craft and the plane, down to the fact that they wanted to name the F-16 the Viper. But yeah, the Colonial Viper was very, very maneuverable. but it wasn't really super heavy armed.
No, I'd call the I'd call the X-wing more of a an F-15. Possibly even a Mud Eagle.
And I can't seem to get a straight answer on whether or not they had shields in Battlestar Galactica, the original.
For the Viper?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
I know. You didn't watch it like I did. As a kid, I watched it to death.
I have seen every episode but one time through, and that was as an adult.
I don't think you saw all of them.
No, I saw all of them.
Okay. Do you remember the one with Korra?
Yes.
Okay. So,
of course I remember Korra. Korra was the precursor to Kit.
And very sexy.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. John knows. John's the expert.
John, Ralph McQuarrie did the concept art for both Star Wars and Galactica. John Dykstra directed the special effects for both.
Well, there you go. And it shows.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've heard a really cute story about the special effects guys because right when Star Wars really hit, somehow a bunch of kids found out that they did the special effects and they asked for their autograph. I'm like, we're just the special effects guy, kind of the blue collar peeps of the industry. But the kids were like, we want your autograph. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet.
It's sweet.
Cool. That is cool. And it's useful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's kind of like how, oh God, I'm trying to remember who it was going to his favorite diner in Hollywood. This was in the 80s. And, he's there every single day. And the place has all this, random crap from, various films and movies and stuff like that. And he happens to look at the ceiling and it suddenly hits him that this greasy thing that's hanging from the ceiling right over where the grill is the original Starship Enterprise. Just hanging there with all this grease and smoke on it.
Oh my
and
God.
He actually salvaged it when that diner closed. So
tell your story about your dad and John Dykstra. The Galactica pilot.
Oh, yes, thank you. Okay. It's not my dad and Dykstra. It's my dad and his friend John Reardon. Craig Reardon, who he went to high school with. Craig was working for the Stan Winston Creature Factory, but he was also doing special effects on the side and doing other things like that. His one of the things that he was known for was if you've seen the movie Poltergeist, the meat moving across the table, that was Craig Reardon. So Craig Reardon did that effect. But this was when he was first getting his chops and building up his portfolio, and he got a job working on the Battlestar Galactica movie, which later turned into the TV pilot. And they were having a heck of a time trying to get the effect of the lounge singer to work. It's a woman who's got 3 mouths, and they couldn't get the effects to work. So Craig goes to my dad, who's an engineer, and says, hey, I'm having trouble with this. Can you help? So my dad came onto the set and worked with them for about a week and made the rigging and got the mouth to work. So my dad is uncredited for working on the pilot for Battlestar Galactica. So
I'm gonna go get that picture because as a kid, that thing really kind of...
Did it disturb you?
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm. Put lounge singer.
Okay.
There you go.
It's still disturbing to look at. Trying to find a good picture. There we go.
It's an animated GIF, no less.
Yeah, as a kid, that's really just, I don't know. It was kind of nightmare fuel. Of course, I was 4, maybe? I was really little.
That
Hold
sounds
on.
like
It's-
me with the cantina scene. I was
yeah,
so
it was kind of
freaked out. I couldn't watch it. I was like,
really.
nope. I couldn't watch it till I was like 10 or something.
Really?
I know that's weird, but anyway, that was a sad story. Space Mormons are based in cool.
Well, I got to say that Larson was pretty damn based and cool. I mean,
Yeah.
he produced a lot of good shows. It was him, Belisario, and one other guy involved in Magnum PI, which
Mhm.
I mean was one of my favorites as a kid, and it still holds up. Belisario did Airwolf as well, but Larson did Knight Rider and Battlestar Galactica and a bunch of other things, but those are the two big ones.
Yeah.
And as far as his politics, yeah, he was pretty based. He was ahead of his time. As a kid, I thought he was a bit right wing, but as I grow up, he was like, no, he was pretty much right.
Mhm.
As usual, we're always right. Speaking conservatives, we usually are.
There,
Well,
this
there you
this
go.
just really creeped me out as a kid. Still kind of creeps me out. So your dad was involved in that.
Yeah. I was rigging up getting the different mouths to move.
And it was, as I recall, I could be wrong. I think they were playing like space age disco music.
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
Ah, Ball Buddy. Oh my gosh.
Ball Buddy.
Oh, the artist for this.
Oh, that's the person's name, Ball Buddy.
Yeah, he's on Twitter. That's where a lot of he has a running joke that the elves are like desperate to get laid, so they're always trying to trick people into things, and everyone's always refusing them. They'd rather be with the dwarf and the halfling or something.
Oh, is this the Elven Thought? Did he
Yes,
start that?
yes, that is him. That would be Ball Buddy.
Mm.
And it's spelled Baal like Baal,
Oh, okay.
like the god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dexter even used the equipment he used for Star Wars. Lucas then sued Universal for copying Star Wars. Universal in turn sued Lucas for R2D2 copying the bot from Silent Running. Now that part I didn't know. I knew about the first half, but I didn't know about the second half. So Redneck, yeah, the 12 apostles. I love the fact that Cylons represent the bodiless entities seeking to destroy men through an artificial form.
Well, it was kind of interesting because it was weird how much they were able to get the Chariot of the Gods stuff to work and it not. Well, I mean, okay, it was a little cheesy by modern standards, but back in 1979, it worked. I mean, keep in mind the content of sci-fi at the time. I mean, you had Star Trek, which was good, and
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. I don't know. Space 1999 was really good too, but a lot of TV sci-fi at the time was really bad, really, really bad.
And not in like a fun, cheesy bad, but just bad.
Just bad. And using the lore, it worked. So the Cylons, from what I recall, is that they were serpentine type creatures who Satan had possessed their leader, and who was this big snake creature who you saw on the show, and that over time he'd convinced the Cylons to put their trust in the machines, that then killed them all off and took their name, Cylons. And then also later in the show, they had Lord Iblis, who was voiced by the same guy, Patrick McNee, who was the voice of the Cylon Imperious leader. And he was leading them all astray again. And when they were shooting him, he had this kind of weird goat type head, and it worked. And so, yeah, the weird mythology, I was kind of surprised the new series didn't take advantage of it more because, I don't know, a lot of the Chariot of the God stuff was, I think, real ham-fisted and poorly handled in the new show.
I agree.
Whereas as cheesy as the old Galactica was, that part was handled excellently.
That's because they don't like mythology. They had to ham fist like 9/11 or some other crap. I haven't watched it. I just remember from your ramblings about it.
I mean, they even had angels, space angels, show up, or tall whites essentially, but they were angels in space,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked. I mean, they looked really good.
Yeah, they did actually.
And I think they even said something to the effect of, "Oh, we were once like you."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know. I didn't have any issue with it, and I'm a horrible atheist.
John, the Viper had that cool and useless helmet, though.
I liked the fact too that when the Pegasus showed up, the Galactica helmet had the Viper, or the Cobra head at the top of their helmet, and the Pegasus pilots all had a Pegasus
Oh,
there.
that's cool. Passerby. Oh, that's to John.
Oh, okay. Actually, they used even scenes from Silent Running. And
Chicken Sith.
we
Hey.
even,
Oh, hey, here's the guy we really want to talk about.
yeah.
Yes.
Did you get my email, or is that a thing you cannot or shouldn't talk about?
In the meantime, Battlestar was the best as a kid. I found a complete Viper with eye-poking missiles in our backyard. That's too cool. Intact?
Currently, I mean, in your current backyard? That's awesome.
Whoa! How'd you do that?
Luck.
Yeah, those things. I wanted one of those so bad as a kid, and then I saw at the post office the sign: "These toys are banned because they'll kill you."
It's like, that makes me want it more.
Kinda. I was like, what? I wouldn't be dumb enough to stick that in my mouth.
Let's see.
What?
Let's see here.
No.
Dykstra's daughter, unfortunately, is a write-off. Oh, that's sad.
Really? She another woke idiot?
Mm.
Space 1999 was very good, actually. Very smart series. First series more so than the second, but they were both excellent. I mean, the second one was more kind of pulp. And, I guess what? Weird Planet of the Week, where the first one had some really, really heavy sci-fi plots. And then also another real deep mythological subtext to it that I don't think a lot of people realized. Do you know the plot?
I know the plot.
Okay, yeah. Near the end, you get this sense that it's implied that the moon has been shot off into orbit and is passing all these planets, and they're being guided by some higher force for a purpose.
John says that it's a 2001 ripoff.
Well, that part was kind of obvious. I mean, the effects alone. I mean, the Discovery shows up in the show.
Does it really?
Yeah. In fact, let me see if I can't get a picture of that.
Is SpaceX 99? Wait a minute, is that an anime?
Oh, you're thinking of the anime. No, Space 1999 with Walter Matthau, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, I just had to ask because I was like, no, Space XX. Yeah, so it's Osamu Tezuka based something. All right, got confused. That one's like a train in space.
Oh yeah. Space. Yeah.
Space 1999 was supposed to look like 2001. And what's interesting is I'll pop up a picture in a minute that the Eagle 1, which was the main ship that they used in the show, was what Lucas wanted the Millennium Falcon to look like. Okay, I can't seem to find a picture of the episode where it shows up. But it was a Jerry Anderson production, well worth watching. And it was created because his prior show, UFO, which was awesome, didn't take off, unfortunately. I think that's it.
You found it?
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll put these on the screen. Yeah, we're not really talking about Lord of the Rings. I guess
We're talking about things that make us happy instead.
I guess there just really isn't much to say anymore, is there? Other than it's trash.
Okay, no. I have one more thing. What is the intimacy coordinator? Can anyone answer me this?
What?
I knew it was going down the moment they said
intimacy
they hired
coordinator.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I believe that's called a pimp.
Okay, explain this to me.
Okay, so I haven't looked into it that deep, but apparently an intimacy coordinator usually is in place for when characters are naked or doing sexual things on the camera. And I'm like, more than a diversity, more than even like whatever, like even if there's some weird queer stuff that's supposedly going to happen, more than all that is any kind of overt sexuality between heteronormative people. That's like, no, there's romance in this, there's courtly romance. No, we're not making this Game of effing Thrones, you asshats.
I'm disturbed. I
Okay.
mean, I'm legitimately disturbed.
I would be, but I'm totally not shocked. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I saw how deep the cesspool went. I'm not shocked that they're now going to have fuck tons of dwarf cock. So yeah.
Well, and also, I think it's also because of the fact that Weinstein was somewhere around there and there was all this. So, post Me Too, now they have to have somebody who's like there to help coordinate stuff. Now, granted, I don't, would it help in other productions where it's maybe more mature or other things? Maybe. But I had never heard of that thing at all. But basically, it's like, okay, I could see that being helpful, like if someone's married and you want to make sure there's no weirdness there, or you have a new actress and so you want to get rid of any kind of liability and litigiousness, and you want to make sure there's nothing because you don't want a Me Too on your thing. Because
no. An intimacy coordinator is what is known as the person that makes sure that the innies and the outies do not meet during scenes. That is, they're also there to make sure that the set is the right temperature so that the actors don't get too cold, that there's cover-ups when there's a call a cut. The intimacy coordinator is the person who's supposed to make sure that no actual sex happens on the show, and that when everybody's naked, they're comfortable. That's what they're supposed to do. But the fact that you hear that in relation to Lord of the Rings, that is not a job I would think would be a part of Lord of the Rings if it was made like 5 years ago. So,
well, like for example, the only thing, like, here's one thing I have thought: if it's like there's nudity because it's the creation of the elves, like the elves, like it's the Iluvatar song as these people come to. And it's not like non-sexual nudity, if that makes sense, where you could have them coming into being. But unfortunately, I don't think that's even possible because everything's super sexualized these days. And it's just like, even if you wanted to do a conceptual something or other, it would be really difficult to get that. And I don't think it really works for Tolkien's work at all.
No.
At all. Well, why did you bring it back? Oh, no.
Well, there's plenty of nudity in The Lord of the Rings. There actually is. But there's no sex in Lord of the Rings. There is plenty of scenes where our four little hobbits are running around naked, and it doesn't mean anything. They're just running around naked because it's more comfortable that way.
Wait, in the book, in the canon?
Yes. They spend like 4 months at
Bombadil's running around naked.
At Bombadil's running naked. They then spend a ton of time at Bjorn's running around naked with the bear man. Not that type of bear, an actual werebear. They spend so much time running around naked in that first book, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just them enjoying themselves in nature. So what?
Okay. So I'm just going to make a comment here. One, I don't want to have to see these two get naked and do it.
I don't want to see these two ever.
And second, Chicken Sith has a couple cool comments.
Some
cool.
previous kid buried it when we moved in and was hiding the dusty GI Joes and found the fighter. Cool.
Okay, we
Oh,
need to start digging in our backyard, see if we can find. Actually, that's just full of rocks. But no, that is a
we'd probably
score,
find
dude.
dog turds, really.
And then about the email, I'll have to email him again. This is
My Gmail is Hacksword. Use the proto mail one. I wouldn't have been able to join though since we finished Rings. My son and I were reading Heir to the Empire. Nice.
that that is far more important than going on the air, dude. Being a good dad.
Good dad. Good dad.
And you're
Be a
reading
good dad.
the classics there. Heir to the Empire. Fuck yeah.
Okay, next up, because we were talking about it, here is the Eagle One from Space 1999, and this is what Lucas originally wanted the Millennium Falcon to look like, roughly.
Oh, interesting.
Second, yeah.
I kind of like I maybe it's like nostalgia talking, but I kind of like the disc shape.
I do too. I prefer
don't know.
the disc shape. It's more iconic.
Yeah, it is, and it's not expected.
And I mean, could you really see this thing ducking and dipping and whipping around the asteroid field?
No.
No.
It looks like a brick.
Here is the modified Discovery, and it is the actual Discovery model, or one of them, that they used in the show.
See?
Oh, interesting.
And then John's first love is right here. John can explain that. John Walsh's first love of his life, or at least one of them, from what I understand. She could shapeshift.
Oh, cool.
Okay. No, we do not want a 99 reboot. Not right now. We don't want any reboots.
No reboots.
Until
what reboot? Shut up. Shh.
Yeah. Until our movie makers can unfuck themselves, or we get new talent or something. We don't want anything.
Indie, purely an indie production.
I would be cool with that.
Something like Star Trek Continues.
Yeah. Just hopefully none. But even then, it's like there's too many like woke peeps anyway. It's like,
And definitely not that dude we knew at Archaea.
Oh. No.
Dare I ask?
He had his own plans for Space 1999.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't go there.
Anyway.
All right.
Chicken says, oddly, I have a rifle scope that looks like that shit.
With the dish and everything?
Oh,
hey.
But do you have a shotgun?
Cool.
Do you have a shotgun with that cheese grater on it?
A cheese grater.
Apparently, the Sposs shotgun. That has been a legit question people have asked gun dealers. You got the one with a cheese grater on it.
Wow. Just wait for the Barbarella reboot starring Tyler Perry and a winner of Drag Race.
They kept trying to do it with Beyonce.
Yeah.
That would be. Yeah.
And they just could not seem to square Barbarella and woke. They just couldn't do it.
Well, you'd think it would work because, the biggest commie bitch, was the main lead, but I can't.
Jane Fonda.
Yeah!
She, to this day, has trouble squaring that as well. She doesn't want to disown the role, but she has to, it was really sexist, and it did set women back. She has a very hard time squaring that with her bullshit. On the other hand, the woman they wanted to get, Brigitte Bardot, had no problem with it.
Oh, Brigitte Bardot.
Of course, she's an Italian nationalist. So.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you wonder if they ever, how there's those de-uglification of women, like before feminism and the after feminism, and it'd be like before nationalism, after nationalism, and they're hotter or something magically.
I have not seen that, but I have seen the before conservatism, after, And I have seen, is it Before Christianity and After?
Oh,
I've seen those
interesting.
done.
Oh,
12D had a question. There it is. What's the first book to read from The Lord of the Rings? I've never read the books before.
The Two Towers, and that's it.
No, don't read The Two Towers. No. Okay.
I'm being a dick.
He is. Okay. Read The Hobbit. Enjoy The Hobbit. Love The Hobbit. The Hobbit is a great, wonderful romp. Don't ignore the movie. Just read the book and enjoy it. And then if you want to take a deep dive into sobriety, read Lord of the Rings. This is what my mother told me. And this is, again, the woman who reads the entire thing from The Hobbit to the Lord of the Rings trilogy to the Silmarillion every year. And she's been doing this since she was in college.
so she does the Christopher Lee annual read.
She does, starting on Bilbo's birthday. Which at this very moment in time, I couldn't tell you other than that it's in September. But here's the thing you have to remember about Lord of the Rings. It's not a fun romp. It is a very serious war story. And Tolkien takes the scenic route to tell his story. It's great. I highly recommend everybody read it at least once. But the middle book, The Two Towers, it's going to be a long, long slog through the swamp. It's going to take forever to get through it. I'm sorry, it is. But it will be worth it if you can make it to Return of the King. Those of you in the chat, you may disagree with me. That is fine. But my experience with The Two Towers is that if I didn't have my mom telling me it'll be worth it when you get to Return of the King, I would have stopped reading it. Because it was really boring. But it'll be worth it. But read The Hobbit first. Read The Hobbit first. If you read nothing else, read The Hobbit.
Yeah, The Two Towers made me give up. Seriously, it's like, okay, I'm out. I'm completely done now. No.
Oh my God.
What?
That picture that you just showed of the 3 chicks on Space 1999.
Yeah.
That's what that Spaced movie, which is that British porno film,
was parroting.
Yes,
I think you're right. Oh yeah, is it Spaced Out or something?
Yeah,
like
Spaced Out. Yeah, where it's 3 alien chicks kidnap 3 normal dudes and have sex with them. That's all.
Brandon Tenold reviews it.
Yeah, it's very British.
Nothing like the Brits, I suppose.
Oh, and then there's some random guy that stumbles onto the ship and finds himself in the pleasure dungeon and gets raped by a chair.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's not nearly as offensive as it sounds. It's really goofy.
Yeah, it is. It's incredibly goofy. Chicken
Oh.
Sith, Hobbit is the children's tale precursor. Yes. And it's my favorite out of all of them.
Of course, I remember my brother reading it with me, and it was just, I remember being really funny. Even like when we're little, we really liked it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Hobbit really does read as folklore.
It does. It's folklore. It's fun. You have probably the best example of the reluctant hero that I've ever come across. I mean, Bilbo is just not cut out for it, and it's just by the fact that he keeps he just has a high luck score that he doesn't die.
Nothing like high luck, I suppose.
And I would say in that book, Gollum is legitimately scary. Riddles in the Dark was my favorite section. Okay, my second favorite section, because I do love Smaug the dragon, but Riddles in the Dark was my favorite section. Was my second favorite section.
So we've done 2 hours now. You want to call it a night? I guess we're not getting Wolf.
Hey, he works a day job, okay?
Yeah,
It happens.
I don't knock
Oh
it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Redneck brings up the Rankin Bass movie, which is great. Highly recommend that.
They said they like the short stack with the booty more, so
Booty.
I still contend that this is what dwarves want.
We should see if Raltz's lady measures up to this.
Oh gosh. Was that the gentleman who was in the military and then his wife he ended up marrying his wife from the military as well?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, his stories are hilarious.
He is the man with the wild stories and the wildlife.
Yes.
Not everyone is cut out for that though. I have to tell a funny story about the one time I went to a house party. Granted, I made the mistake of going to a rural house party, not just your basic the burbs kind, maybe something gets trashed. No. That one, my brother tried absinthe for the first time, and I was just like, rules were broken. I was legal. I could drink alcohol, and I only broke the rule of driving without shoes somewhere. That was like the extent of my breaking rules and freaking out because there were underage people drinking, going, what, what's going on? What's going on? Ah! Being the mom friend. And it ended with somehow a local skinhead got invited, and he got chased out with a handgun.
Oh.
The friend that invited me. Yep, with a handgun. So I had at that point my brother's like, we gotta go, just like he's crunk, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't have my license. I was 21, but I didn't have my license. So we were just like, I was like scared and freaked out driving back, and I'm not like the most talented driver. I like backed into something, not like a curb or something. And I was terrified, and I was like, that was the worst thing in my life. Terrifying. The one time I'm like, oh, I'll do something potentially dangerous. It always blows up in my face. Always.
Yeah, one house party I recall, I went to more than one. The one I really remember well was a suburban house party. And it really wasn't wild like one would suspect. It was more laid back, but there was a lot of bad behavior going on. This is the first time I saw a parrot get drunk.
A parrot get drunk? They did animal abuse?
This girl had a parrot with her that she took everywhere, apparently. She had it on her shoulder, and she was drinking wine, and she'd open her mouth, and the parrot would reach in and drink some.
Oh no! I hope the parrot's okay.
Parrot shit all over.
I've only been to one house party, but it wasn't my fault. And what I mean by that is it was summer. We were over, we would go to different friends' houses and play tabletop RPGs, all freaking day. And so we had started playing at our friend Jeff's house probably around 2:00 in the afternoon. And around about 6:00, things start getting loud downstairs. And then it's getting more loud. And then it's getting more loud. And we're like, what is going on down there? And we head downstairs because it was also about, time that we were going to like order some pizza and get some food. And his brother had taken over the house, randomly decided, I'm going to have a house party. And the whole place was filled with, drunken people on various drugs and his 2-year-old son.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
Yeah, because it was daddy's weekend with the son. So of course he was going to bring the son to the house party because he wasn't going to miss having a house party. I mean, the mom wasn't there that weekend. So that was really, really, really awkward. We muddled through because damn it, we weren't going to let, somebody's drunken shenanigans get in the way of our gaming. So we gamed longer than the house party lasted. But Yeah, actually, Jeff kidnapped his nephew and took him upstairs with us. So the nephew
thank-
hung out with us.
Oh,
And Redneck, not Redneck, Chicken Sith. I agree. That does kind of look like a shorter, pressed down version of Nadine Jensen.
Mm.
Also, he has one hell of a comment or a compliment for us that I want to share now.
Oh. Also, you guys are the only channel standing in the way of me deleting YouTube from my phone. Oh, wow.
That is one hell of a compliment. And for that, I am going to share something that I did because I was bored and I was sick of writing and I needed to clear my brain.
There you go.
There you go.
A Dick Steele adventure. Dick's the man who's got it all.
oh my gosh.
That's for you, Chicken Sith.
Oh, that's a good reaction. Good.
I'm sorry. the last Dick Steele. Oh my gosh. So stupid. I love it.
Excellent. Good. Yeah, apparently these are all from these men's magazines from the 60s and 70s called Man.
Mm-hmm.
And they were men's fiction and articles. And there was some story about, was it the island honeys helping the U.S. troops? It was a pulp fiction type
Mhm.
thing. It's like, no, I can give it a better title than that.
Mhm.
Tits, tanks, Tommy gun. Yeah, some of those old pulp magazine covers are great.
Oh my gosh. They are great. They're like meme, like magic, like that's like arcane hidden magic somewhere that you have to go trudging for and then find it. And it's just funny.
Yeah, some of these were just absolutely bizarre. I'll load up a couple others. It's like, what the hell was?
Well, then there was one that was like a female Nazi broad or something that was like
Elsa, She-Wolf of the SS.
Oh no, there's tons of Nazi exploitation pulp.
oh my gosh. I guess it was like they were bored and they're like, well, we'll just mix like horrific scariness and hot babes. It all work.
I'm trying to see if I downloaded any of them because yeah.
What's the one with the guy in the wig?
Huh?
That
Oh,
one.
The Yanks soldier of fortune who kicked the Reds out of the Middle East account. Okay, let me. We'll just post some of these. These are great. I got these from I think Pulp Covers. It's I think it's a Tumblr account actually, or it might be I don't know.
I know there used to be a Twitter account.
Here, this is the one she was asking about.
Kick the Reds out of a Middle East country. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The hair. The hair. Oh my
Okay.
god.
I just love the pearl necklace.
We're bringing you back on, Tipsy.
I mean, like, well, wait a minute. No, this is me, like, pretty sober, actually. Like, wait, what? See, this was back in the day before, like, everything was non-binary, whatever the heck. They just did this.
That is great, isn't it? It's insane. Here's another one.
Life. Oh my gosh, yes. A man's life. Or more like what men wish their lives were like. With hot babes and
fighting
actual
crabs.
counting things.
I mean, the crab joke's a little too easy, honestly. This one.
Kamikaze Girl Island. No. Uh-oh. Except the only problem with this is like I know half of them are like imprisoned Koreans and all then it's not as funny, sadly. That's okay. True danger.
Sizzling sirens in gypsy love.
Or I rated the Key Club orgy room. Ugh. I don't know if I wanted to see that. That's pretty funny.
In the shocking rise of the fiendish female sex crimes.
Oh my gosh. For men only. Wait, whoa. They put a woman's head on a pie. Whoa.
Yep.
The spy trap that baited was set. Oh my goodness. This is like, whoa. I forgot about this. Whoa, dude. It's like,
Oh, there you go, stag. Scream all the way down.
See, I'm trying to find the
see, that would be me on a roller coaster.
There you go. Lady wrestler.
Lady Russell. Wait, what?
Okay, I'm going to open up a bunch of them. What I was doing was I'm doing this kind of comprehensive write-up of Amazon's the archetype, how, going all the way back to ancient Greek myths, all the way to modern times, and how the archetype evolved. So, yeah, some of these is
My life with the New Guinea Amazon women. I love how he's got the revolver in his pants. Yeah,
lady wrestler.
Okay.
She wrestled the movie and got pinned.
Oh, that lady wrestler movie that we have.
Yeah, I know.
Is she one of them?
Racket Girls?
Yeah, Racket Girls.
She kind of looks like her.
I think so.
This Girl for Hire. This is actually a Honey West book.
Mm-hmm.
Stag.
Scream all the way down. Male.
Are these the naked voyagers?
I guess they take the whole what it says on the tin very literal for guys magazines. It's like male, man. It's like
extra length adventure.
Oh
three
my
three desire nymphs in the restless XGI. I can't read all that. In an around the world vengeance hunt.
I need freak out love. Uh-oh. That's the I don't know if you want that. She'll me too you.
I love that. That one's great.
Cosmic Destroyer.
I'm trying to see if I have any of the Nazi exploitation ones you'd mentioned, because, yeah, those are hilarious.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
I'm just trying to remember where I put them all. I had a collection of just various pulp images that are just bizarre.
You have the bizarre, it's not for kicks, it's for, this actually existed at one point.
Kinda, yeah, exactly. And it's good to talk to you. It's been way too long. We don't get enough people on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me on. You got lucky. I'm trying something different where I stay home with my son because he's starting to get separation anxiety. Like even when he's to church, like before it was like I would hang out and then he'd play and then I could sneak off and he fuss and cry a little bit, but not bad. Now it's like I take him to like the top of the staircase to go down and he bursts into tears and it's like, okay, I guess you're hanging with me for a while. So it's
how old is he? Is this
he just
normal?
turned 2 Thursday. So yeah, it is normal for them because they're starting to at that point of the development, they're realizing, oh, wait a minute, mom's gone. Wait, mom's gone. And it happens maybe even a little before then, just depends on his personality. But I think he knows like, oh, I'm going to be away from mom for the weekend. And that's just a total esh. I don't like it. It's just, but it's the way it just is not ideal. It's like extra stress in my opinion, but yeah, it's hard. It's just, you have to do that. I'm glad that his dad wants to be in his life and he's on top of it with other things, but it's just like, there's some parts it's just like too stressful and weird and it's just,
well, at least you're a good mom.
I try to be.
I can't find it.
Oh, well.
Later. Oh, wait, I did. I found some of them.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's not Nazi exploitation, but it's definitely interesting.
Oh, I know you were talking in the other stream and you were kind of like seeing this weird pattern about we're over 2 hours. Well, we're not quite over 2 hours, but you were like, okay, these highly educated Jews constantly start like breaking down society. You forget there's like atheist Jews that tend to
It,
it's
ten- it tends
yeah.
to be atheist Jews, yes.
Yeah, it's like somehow the power of it like does something weird and it like melts their brains for whatever reason. I don't know. Um, but I had a story because you were like talking about the Weimar the Weimar Republic and
Right.
so a family friend of ours, she actually died in our home. When she was growing up, her dad uh her dad had some kind of a night job. She didn't really know quite what he did, but he was a very respected member of the Jewish community, and she ended up finding a nice Jewish boy she was going to marry. And then she finds out her dad was a pimp. And
What the fuck?
she and her fiance was like, maybe not. I don't really want to be married to somebody. Yeah. And she was so horrified she ran away and then became a roadie for the Who. So that happened, but it just is kind of like, I don't know, it made me think of that story. I'm sorry, we kind of got sidetracked there, but
Okay.
but it was like it's like, I think because you were talking about in group out group, and I think part of it is like Jews weren't exactly accepted into communities as much either, so it was kind of like some of it was self-imposed, but some of it was external. And I've noticed that they tend to try to find like where the work is. They're not as picky about where the work is as much. So they'll do the stuff that like I have one friend, he does what does he do? Delivers documents, court order documents.
Oh,
What
yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's like, hey, there's all this money and no one's making it. I could do it. It's like, okay. I mean, it's a very cheery way. Well, granted, he's also a stoner too. So he's like, great, I could do this job. But anyway, that was like, okay, that was a very strange story to tell. But
That's okay.
but I was like, there's some truth to like trying to find where things were, and I don't know, it made me think of that story anyway.
Well, what you're basically illustrating is that you've got a culture that is very insular, very even the non-religious. It's very insular. It's very, I guess, self-centric to a degree, but it's also got a habit of ghettoizing itself, and that's by design. I mean, the rabbis throughout history went out of their way to make sure that the Jews that were under them, the average people, would not intermingle with the societies they were living in. They would create all sorts of, a lot of the bizarre rules are specifically to make sure they did not mix with the surrounding cultures. I mean, when you come down to it, the actual reason for Hanukkah, they always say, well, the Greeks were saying that we couldn't do Jewish stuff. Actually, that's not true. It was that the Hellenized Jews didn't want anything to do with the fundamentalists. And the fundamentalists decided, well, if we start waging war on these guys, God will talk to us again. That's why he's ignoring us. We're not being pious enough. And they started going to war with the Hellenized Jews. And that's who they were fighting. That whole Hanukkah celebration was actually the ones that had integrated into the Greek culture they had moved into versus the fundamentalists. And that's just a repeated thing. And I think that's bound to piss people off. I mean, when you create that sort of in-group, out-group, I mean, I'll be upfront, it has not served Black America well, has it? I mean, it's nothing but tension. And in that case, they actually have a gripe. I mean, there was slavery. But one thing that kind of bugs me is all the cries of white supremacy and Nazi. It's like, dude, it was Americans who freed the camps. Yeah, a lot of good Christian boys went over there to do that. We're not the bad guys here.
Yeah, it's well,
Yeah.
that happened. Sorry, I was kind of quiet because I just got a text from my ex. Apparently.
But speaking of Nazis.
Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, whoa. That's a little much there. Oh, geez. Web of spot.
Assault on England.
Oh, my goodness. But just the placement. Placement is terrible. Cairo. Wait,
Where
now
am I supposed to go here?
it's like the gun, the girl, the gun, the girl. Wait a minute.
I don't really buy Nick as a secret agent either. He kind of looks like the greasy guy on the corner
Well,
trying to sell you things.
okay, wait a minute. These aren't paintings, though. These are like,
Nope. These are
uh,
photos.
oh,
we
here
go.
we are. Here we are.
The
Man,
hippies raped him, and then they told him how much it was going to cost.
it sounds like Me Too in a nutshell.
Wow, that's quite observant,
Nice.
actually.
I know it's not hashtag not all. I mean, there were some people who were trying to bring up real stuff, but a lot of it was kind of money
Yeah.
and hate to say it.
Well, it was another case of, well, the fact is everybody in Hollywood, their hands are dirty. It's a little hard to claim you've been victimized when you kind of took advantage of it.
Real quick, everything okay with your ex?
Yeah, apparently they had a really long bit of traffic, so he was not happy, but he's home now and he's not asking for me at home at his house, so that's good. He's usually happy once he wakes up, but it's just hard. It's just hard. It's also hard on my parents because we live with my folks, so
Mhm.
they're very sensitive to everything he's feeling and stuff. I'm just like, just I'm like the only divorced person in my whole family, and that's embarrassing. But anyway,
Mm.
this is a downer. Let's get back to being happy again.
Okay, here.
So, sir, all the based Californians right here, just
Yeah.
like
Pretty much, yeah.
they somehow cornered Gavin Newsom in Minecraft and nerf him. But
Hey, it says they lived for sin, surf, and sudden death.
oh no. Oh no! Oh gosh, that's
Okay, you know what? I will dig a bunch of these out next time and share them. Here's one I made. I modified this one, so.
Uh-oh. Out of this world, mother effing robot stole my girl! Ow! Go rescue her!
Are you showing them the ones that you made?
Yeah, I'm gonna do two more. I mean, a couple classics here. I've shown these before, but okay, come on, load.
It's a trap!
And he had a great wiener.
Yes.
That's like no, it's so like perfectly like
I mean, her eyes are like right there.
I think they were trying to do like that very demure, like looking down kind of. It would have made more sense if she was facing the audience or something like that, but just how she had, yeah. They didn't see the triangle that made between their heads and his crotch.
Or maybe they did. It is a Harlequin romance book.
Well, were they more graphic kind of towards this period?
The thing is, that's actually pretty safe, but yeah. Yeah, I think it was just you had to notice.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, Fiona, but just had a question. Did you get my email? Don't mean to press, but just I need Florida woman's assistance on a topic.
He needs Florida. Well, Florida woman, we need you.
Well, it's specifically about Jerry of Jory.
Yeah.
Jarell of Jory.
Mm-hmm.
Which
And
she
she'll.
loves.
Oh, wait, what?
It's a pulp heroine. So.
Oh, yeah. She'll have to come in on one of those motorized boats things. That like hover boats.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Brrr.
Unqualified. Any new Kami Slayer? I've been super busy and unable to catch most of the streams.
Well, there is a new Kami Slayer video up on Head Trauma TV on YouTube. And really, I'm just, again, it's just the finishing touches of Boobs of Steel. And then, yeah, I'm going to jump into doing that.
Mhm.
And I've got ideas on how I'll approach it. But I don't want to say anything too much until a little closer to actually doing it. But yeah, I think now is the time because now Kami Slayer has to get Trudeau.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
She's going to have to take care of Justin. Justin boy.
Hopefully with a spike to his head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be biblical at this point.
You know, I think she needs to spank him.
Oh. No, he'd be
with a
into it.
chainsaw.
Okay, maybe. Well,
All right. Well, we've been on for an hour before, and now another hour and a half. So I think we're done for tonight.
Oh yeah,
But,
definitely.
Hey, it's been great hanging out with you.
Yeah.
And good hanging out with the rest of you. It's real sad that Wolf couldn't make it, but I guess he was working or something.
Yeah,
All right.
probably got stuck.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Night,
everyone. Thank
everybody.
you.